So in case you missed it over the weekend, Cuyahoga County sent out a letter to the Haslams and the Browns, essentially stating, and Steve, you can take social news desk full. I'm not going to read it. It's too small to read. Essentially saying they cannot support the Brook Park Dome project. They are fully backing the city's proposal to renovate the downtown location, to which the Haslams then responded, saying they are still considering all options. They've yet to make a full decision. They look forward to working with the city and the county on figuring out the best place for a new stadium. Jay, I know you are the official patent holder of the BS translator machine.
Yeah, I invented it.
I would love for you to put the county and what they said and then the Haslams and their response through the BS translator to help us really understand at a kindergarten level what's kind of happening.
I can do that.
Thank you so
if
much.
I took the Browns letter and ran it through, or I'm sorry, the county, I'm gonna equate this to a divorce, because it feels more and more like there's divorce, and the Haslams are the party that want out, but the party that is just sort of hanging on is doing so for financial reasons, not necessarily out of love. And the county basically responded to the divorce filing this way: "Oh, you want out?
Not so fast.
You're going to pay for it.
Yeah, well.
You're going to pay big for it." And by the way, that new girlfriend that you were looking at, the county, that you thought would supplant the money that was coming from the city, I told them all your flaws. Yeah. I'm not going to get personal.
That's right.
I told them all your flaws. And now they're not so pretty. You're not so pretty to them anymore. And so it feels to me like it's the city and the county now that are coalescing, telling the Browns, "No, we're not good with this. This isn't going to work for us." So now there's another mistress in the mix down in Columbus. So now Jimmy and Dee have to bust tail down to the governor with their hat out.
Well,
and it's never a good look, by the way, when billionaires are begging. It's not a good look.
No,
But I think that they'll have a better ear for it.
Oh, they definitely.
Well,
in Columbus, they don't hear him.
And here's why. It can be financially, it can benefit the state.
But let's be honest about the politics here, not to make
Can't
it
ignore
about
them.
politics.
Well, you're right. You can't ignore them.
The city is run by Democrats. The county is run by Democrats.
Right.
The state is run by Republicans.
100%.
So that makes a difference here.
It does make a difference.
Republicans tend to be more billionaire friendly.
Absolutely. And business friendly.
They would say
I would disagree with that, but
what they're looking at, and this is ultimately, I'm
Yeah.
afraid that this is the way it's going to work out. The governor's going to say, "What do you need?" And there's ways to do it. I was talking to, I don't know, once you get into the deep weeds here, I'm over my head. And there are very few people that understand all of it.
Sure, of course.
Mark
Very
Namick is one of them. Mark
complicated.
Namick was a former Cleveland Plain Dealer writer. He's covered this issue and this team and finances in the city for 30 years. After his days at the Plain Dealer, he was here as an investigative and more city policy economic stories. Now he works for another entity. He started a new journalistic venture, and he's doing the same thing there, and they're having success. I talked to him, I don't want to say at length, maybe 20 minutes on Friday about this issue. And he made it very clear what's going on. And it's basically what I thought was going on, it's what I just said. There are, and I don't want to get into the politics of is it business friendly or is it billionaire friendly. There are studies that the governor's going to show that how this will be a financial driver. The one thing in the mix for the Haslams that they have going for them is that this will land Cleveland a Super Bowl. And with that comes a price tag that doesn't start with the M, it starts with the B.
Right, but
financial stimulus.
But he doesn't have the leverage that a lot of other owners do in terms of he can't take the team out of the state.
He does not have that.
Yeah, which is a smart move by the state.
You are kidding.
Got that done.
Yes. And that's a big, you can't undersell that point.
Right.
Because in the past when teams have done that, they had the hammer saying, we'll leave. They don't have that hammer.
It is going to happen when Amazon comes to your town and they said, "I want to build a world headquarters in your town." You know what they're going to tell them? Well, I want subsidies. I don't want to pay no taxes.
Sure.
And I want this, that, and the third. And they say, "Okay, well, it's Amazon. How many jobs you going to bring up here?" And guess what? They get what they want. Amazon
not always. Because remember what happened in New York.
Yes.
It's exactly what you're talking about. They were going to bring 10,000 jobs to a county. And the politician in that area said, we don't want you in our area because we're not giving you tax breaks.
Right.
That's being naive and short-sighted because guess what?
But
there
that's
was a list.
complicated.
But Bull,
Yeah.
there were 350 counties that said, we'll take you for that.
But
Okay.
now,
But shouldn't big companies be paying their fair share of
Bull,
taxes?
I couldn't agree
Yeah.
with you more, but the reality of it is this.
Yeah.
When America didn't give those companies tax breaks, they went to China and got them.
Well, that's on them.
But
They
you're
shouldn't-
right.
That's un-American to do that.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right,
But-
but,
but
they're counting beans
but,
here,
but,
Bull.
but
That's
we're
right.
not.
They're
We're
counting
not.
beans.
We're
So
not
so
talking.
should the cities
We're
and the
not.
states.
We're not talking about regular businesses though.
Yeah.
When you throw on the fact that it's NFL,
Yes.
and it's the Cleveland Browns,
And they're antitrust.
that moves stuff.
I think in the end, and I don't know enough about the inner workings.
Right.
My guess is Jimmy's got to pony up a little more money.
I agree with
There
that.
it is.
But they still end. He's not going to have to pay for the whole thing, even though in a perfect world he should.
I agree.
But in
Yeah.
the end, he's going to probably have to pony up a little more
Yep.
to make it more palatable for the county.
So the question here is, and we'll find out as time goes on, what is his pain threshold?
Right.
What is that number? Now,
Yeah.
I made a point when he bought the Milwaukee Bucks on this show the next day, when
That's
the number
right.
was floated out that he paid several hundred million.
Right. Yeah.
What I said was, to me, that's it. That's a fait accompli. He cannot get funds from the city, the county, or the state. Why? Because he just took $450 million or whatever that number was and invested it in one of our competitors.
Right.
He didn't buy the Sacramento Kings.
No.
He bought a team in our division.
Right.
That'd be like if Dolan bought the Bengals.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? That's.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds dramatic, but
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened here.
Right.
And now you're going to come out with your billionaire hat and say, city, what you got?
Yeah.
County, what you got? Okay.
what-
State, what
That's
you
right.
got?
What do you think they're used to getting that? They're going to get that again.
They are, but gee, let me ask you guys this question. Do you feel that the worm is turned on publicly funded stadiums, either through tax initiatives or
Right.
bonuses from the state, not kickbacks, but
They got-
preferential treatment from the state? They're done going to the ballot box.
Right, because they never win on
Because
that.
they're not going to win.
Well, they
that.
used to.
Right,
Yes.
not anymore.
But look at what happened in Kansas City.
Right.
They wanted to do a mutual project with the Royals,
Yeah.
who are improving fast
Yes.
in a hurry.
going to the playoffs, I
and
think.
the Chiefs, which are the dynasty
Yeah.
team of today. And the voters overwhelmingly said, no.
Even in this football-obsessed city, it
Even
would
in this-
lose. Otherwise, they would have done it.
You're right.
Yes.
So here's
And
what-
they said no.
Yeah.
So the Haslams saw that.
Right.
And now they know, well, we can indirectly make them pay for it through money from the city, state, or... 'cause
Yeah.
Look, where's that money coming from?
And
Right,
If the
right,
state
yeah.
gives them money, where's
yeah.
it coming
Can,
from?
Right.
Can I just keep it real though? Like I think it's wild that yes, the city is saying no, we're not going to give this money to the stadium. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
Well, the city won't have to give anything.
but
if
no,
it's Brook Park.
But
No.
we talk about the
But they
county.
would likely on a renovation.
The wild
Right,
part.
sure,
the
yeah.
wild part about this is they're not all that money that they're going to spend for that. They're acting like that money is coming to regular everyday people. It's not.
No.
Like you're not getting new books.
No.
You're not getting new field trips for schools. You're not getting teachers raises. You're not getting firefighters.
Hell, school lunch.
School free lunch. The part about this is when they wrote in that letter, we feel like this money, we can't fiscally do it because we feel like we're not in a financial place to do something like that with that money. It's not spending the money in the right place. The Browns have been there since '99. First and foremost, they put the stadium up. The stadium's not going to last another 30 years. It ain't. Look, you're sinking bad money into a bad product.
That's why I don't think that's even an option.
That's not even an
I
option.
think
Nah,
the
yeah,
Haslams
yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
What?
Here's what you're doing. You're driving a 1989 Ford Escort, and they just pulled up a Maserati, and they
Right.
said, here's the deal. We can put $1.2 million into the Ford Escort, or we can just take 2.4 and give you the Maserati.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do?
In the end, it's all posturing.
It is.
Politicians
It's a game of
posture,
chicken is what I called it Friday.
Owners posture. They're all going to tell you they care about the people, and all the politicians, Republicans, Democrats, billionaire owners. They're going to tell you it's for the people. It's for the people.
No,
for
it's
the
not.
people.
It's for them.
No, it's not for
and Bull,
anyone.
that's a great point. Because that is how they're going to sell it to the people.
Right.
And now they're doing, this is moving at warp speed, guys.
Yeah.
These events
I
are
think the
happening.
fans want it. I think the majority of fans
I was
want it.
going to ask you,
Yes, yeah,
I
yes.
believe that the fans want it too. Here's one of the things that
Yeah.
I don't want it if we have to pay for it. This is business.
Yeah.
And everybody says, hey, you know what? We live in a free and open society
Yeah.
and make what you can make. I agree. If that's the case, don't get federally funded money.
Yeah.
You want to do this? Then you take 100% of the risk, which, by the way, there's not much risk.
There's
here.
no risk.
There's no risk.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
everybody, if we all had Haslam money, you know what we would all say? Build it.
You know how rich.
But they know
That's right.
that the state is going to write a check.
Right.
And they're going to, so what they're trying to do as billionaires is squeeze money out of city government and state government and county government that desperately need to put those dollars somewhere else. Now,
right.
when you juxtapose it with that, with this, we're going to get a Super Bowl. Well, Cleveland and Super Bowl have never appeared in the same
Never
sentence.
even fathomed.
Never.
I mean, yeah.
It's always been a dream.
Yeah.
Maybe Cleveland can make the Super Bowl. You've never seen a sentence that says one of the following: Cleveland is in the Super Bowl, or the Super Bowl is in Cleveland.
Never.
We can almost guarantee. In fact, I was told Friday that Jimmy's getting calls from the league. They're pressing him, get this done. What is the league all about? New and pretty shiny
right.
venues.
That's
and
right.
they always deliver a Super Bowl, at least one, to the Minnesotas, to the Detroits,
Yeah.
even to New York, which was the first open-air cold weather Super Bowl.
Right.
Cleveland's not getting one of those.
And by the way, the New York Stadium is ugly.
It sucks.
I think it
It's
is too.
awful.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But Cleveland's not getting what New York got.
Not
They got
outdoors.
it because they're New York.
Yeah.
They'll never take that risk
Oh,
again.
no chance.
If this new stadium comes to fruition,
Yeah.
there will be a Super Bowl here
Yes.
in the next 10 years.
Of course. Yeah.
And you
I
can
know.
you can book that. Now, what does that mean when you start doing the research on what kind of money that brings into your city and what the free advertising for your city is worth? I believe that number begins with a B, not an M.
I think in the end it'll be worked out. He's going to have to pay more of a percentage.
I
though,
agree with
think.
you.
Yeah.
The people.
I don't want him getting a free pass.
No. No.
Well, here's how rich people get rich. They use other people's money.
1,000%.
Yes.
That like he's going to use that money. Like, listen, this because
Primarily because politicians let them.
yes.
So if you live in the county, you have a voice. Call your county commissioners and tell
Yeah.
them, I don't want them getting one nickel of my money. They're billionaires.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
right.
going to be even more billionaires after the stadium is done.
That's right.
They have the money,
I mean,
and we know
that's
they have
it.
the money because they spent a lot of it on another basketball team that directly competes
That's
with
right.
us.
go get that money back.
But no, hold
Yes.
on.
It's
But-
already worth more
Sell
than he
your,
paid it.
sell
Let's
your
be
stake
clear.
in the Bucks.
That's
Let
right.
you get
and
in.
take
Hold
that
on,
money
hold
and
on,
make a
hold on.
stadium.
Sorry,
Hold on,
Go.
hold on.
Yeah.
Chime in.
Hold on. Let's be clear. All these calling these politicians down at the county, let's be clear. The city of Cleveland had an opportunity to remedy this from the jump street. That team been there since '99. They've done nothing to do anything with the lakefront. Nothing. Zero. Zero.
Well, that's not true.
What?
There's been some. I mean, how much can you do?
It's close to true, Bull.
What
Yeah,
did
but
they
how
do?
been
much
no
can you do?
development.
What is there?
On
You
Friday,
can't blame the current mayor for that.
But I'm just
No,
saying.
you can,
The
no.
last mayor.
But I'm
all right.
saying-
And in fact, let's give Mayor Bibb some credit because
Yeah.
Mayor Bibb has moved that piece on the
Yes.
chessboard more than it was moved in the previous 20
The
years.
last
But-
mayor, you want to
because
criticize
Jackson-
him, that's
but
fair.
it's
No,
still-
Mayor
it's
Jackson
still-
was asleep at
it's
that point.
It's still.
G, keep going. G,
It's
keep going.
still a net zero. If you're going to do business, you have to come in and say, what do we have around this place to draw people to
Right.
not only make it be worthwhile, but to grow the city? You've done none of that. You haven't grown the city. People are leaving the city. Like, it's not like the Browns are doing something nominal. Other businesses are leaving. Other places are going.
Gee,
So my thing is
people
that
are coming back to the city,
Yes,
though.
yes.
That trend has been stopped.
And the city
But-
is better than it was 15 years
But
ago.
It is. Better than it was 5 years
But
ago.
Yeah.
you still have to compete for businesses.
You're right.
Like,
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my thing is, this was always coming.
Yes.
They've always known it. Now to put to kibosh it now, that sounds cool, but all they're gonna do is say, look, we have the economic numbers that's going to say this place is going to bring us billions and billions and billions of dollars over putting money
I
into
think-
this, and it's not going to. It don't make no sense.
I think we all agree. I just think, and I'm with you, Jay, and I'm sure you feel this way too. In the end, I want Jimmy to pay for the whole thing.
I do.
We all want it,
or as much of it
as much as it is possible.
Yes.
They can,
and by the way, there are stadiums that have been. I believe SoFi was completely privately
SoFi.
funded.
Yeah, right.
And so here's the thing. We talked about this on Friday. I'll give you the cliff notes. You know this. It's rich people getting more and more greedy. They want more.
Yes.
They're already, their pockets are, money's falling out of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Browns and all the other teams have seen what's gone on in Los Angeles. It's not just a stadium, it's a Disney World.
Yes.
It's a football theme park, and there's restaurants, and there's Topgolfs, and there's entertainment,
And he keeps
there's
all the
hotels.
profit. He keeps everything.
And I got it all.
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
all of it. Give me
yeah.
all of it. And what Jimmy's saying is, oh, I want that. And I can never have that in Cleveland. Now, this is an excuse, but it's a fair excuse. As far as the development of Cleveland's lakefront goes, we are cut off by a highway. That is, that is a huge, huge problem to overcome.
And that airport is
airport is a white elephant. Get rid of it and develop it. Now, you still have the problem of how do I get there from here?
Yeah.
And Mayor Bibb's plan has a walking bridge. Not the perfect idea,
sure,
but it does eliminate the problem, or at least minimizes the problem of getting from where the population hub is to where the entertainment is. So it's never going to be SoFi. It's never going to be Chicago's waterfront.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
But it should be, and it will be much better than it is now.
Yeah.
The big question at this part is, are the Browns the centralized piece of that plan? And if they're not, that's okay. Talk to Mike Polk about this, who also studies these issues very closely. He did a tongue-in-cheek piece last year about, here's my top 5 ideas for what I would put in that space if the Browns move.
Right.
And that's where the city needs to start pivoting to right now.
100%.
Because it is going to happen.
Right.
The governor is likely going to be very friendly
Yeah.
to Jimmy when it comes to some sort of bonds or some sort of money that helps him get to his number. Like I said, what's his pain threshold? What is he going to be willing to spend on it?
Jimmy's brother is the governor. You think the governor's not
former
governor?
There,
you think he can't get that call done? Hey,
he doesn't. No, they're all running the same circles.
Yeah,
they're all rich, and they're all part of a secret society that keeps the rich rich and makes the working man. It's harder for us to get to where they are. They don't want us where they are.
That's right.
They want us to continue to throw our dollars at them
and fight with each other
which is kind of what's going on here. I think in the end, we all agree we want the new stadium.
Yes.
But I believe the billionaire should have to pay for it, not the working class man and woman, who, by the way, for the most part in Cleveland, look at if you look at the demographics of Cleveland, more than half of the people that have paid the taxes for all of the stadiums that have been built can't afford to go to.
That's right. That's
Can I
right.
ask one question
And by
on
the
this
way,
real
last
quick?
thing, Mike, once
then I
the
have a question
stadium
after.
opens up, even less people are going to be able to afford it.
Of course, because the tickets are going to go way up.
If you have
not a little bit.
if you're an upper deck season ticket holder, you're going to probably be gone in the new stadium.
Get ready to write bigger checks. Absolutely.
One last question, then we're going to move. We're going to talk Guardians next, but could this pushback from the county and city stop the dome from happening in Brook Park?
Yes.
It legitimately could be a roadblock. It's not just posturing.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, it's going to come down to Jimmy's pain threshold.
I don't.
The city can't really.
I don't
anything,
believe
but the county definitely can. Yeah.
Bull.
Right.
With the city, with the county,
they're working
can.
together.
Yeah, sure they are. It's
Chris
obvious now.
Chris Ronayne is the county executive.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure, has a relationship with Justin Bibb.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Of course they do. And but when they came out with their letter, to me, running it through the BS detector, like I said, what they're saying is we ultimately have to pick a side here.
Right.
And we're siding with the city.
That's right.
So now it's 2 against 1. But again, the state would make up for what the city and county make up together.
By the way, Ohio used to be a purple state.
Oh, no, it's not anymore.
This is a red state.
Oh, there's no question about that.
It's not an ultra red state.
No, it's not ultra red, but
Sherrod Brown's still going to win.
Sherrod Brown is going to win, and I'll tell you what, it's closer to purple than deep red, and here's why.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think the people of Ohio have very good sensibilities. I don't want to get too much into politics. However, the reason I say that is the last Ohio senator won easily. This is the same job. It's not like this is districted out. There are senators. Everybody in the state of Ohio, we have 2 senators. It's not like, J.D. Vance would have half the state and Sherrod Brown would have half the state. I think the states that are most sensible are the ones that understand that there needs to be a balance in politics. If either party was fully in power, that's not good. Our system is set up for it to be two parties.
Frankly, the last thing I'll say about it is that's a problem in the state, that it's run by one party. That's a problem.
Well,
there needs to be. There's no balance.
And it's the same in California and New York. That's a problem. Whether it's D or R, it's a problem. And that's why I think Ohioans have sensibilities. They're going to elect a Democrat to counterbalance their Republican senator.
But this is, like you said, Jay, this is why they're trying to go at warp speed. The NFL says, listen, we need to get this on Mike DeWine's desk immediately.
Sure, they're trying to
That's
push it.
what we're trying to do.
Yep.
And that is where they're going to go with it. Now, listen, we want to go to politics, but I don't think this stops anything. It just stops how much Jimmy got to go out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of pocket.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. But again, I do think the central issue here is Jimmy has a number in his mind. Jimmy, by the way, is playing a very good game of chicken here.
Yeah.
He's playing this as well as someone can play it. He didn't get to his position in life by being a dummy. So he's playing it well.
Yeah.
He may have already made the decision. This is going to happen.
Right.
Do I pay 1.8 billion or do I pay 1.2 billion? That's what this is about.
In the end, Jimmy's going to win. It's just by how much is he
Yeah,
going to win.
and you know why Jimmy's going to win? Because I mentioned that he may have lost the city and county, but I mentioned he's got the state, he's got the governor.
Yeah.
He also has the NFL.
Right.
And when does the NFL not get
Never.
what it wants?
Never.
Can you remember?
They lost that lawsuit.
And
and
they
then like a
lost it,
week
but they
later,
won it.
the judge was like,
Yeah, no, we're throwing
goodbye.
it out.
By the
Yeah.
way, if it goes to a judgment,
They lose.
Jimmy got the people. He got the judge.
No,
too.
he's going to win. It's
They
just by
got
how
the
many
judges, too.
points. You know,
Come on
that's
now.
it.